So, I uploaded part 27 of The Crater yesterday, because right now it's like 2:05 in the morning, so it's technically a new day, but whatever. And I look at my desktop, and I see the file that Hailstorm sent me days and days ago. I listened to it, because I know what it is already. The title's right there. It's the Fourth Sector theme, sourced from Donkey Kong Land, their underwater levels. I'm uploading the video, the song is playing, and my mind is just bombarded with memories of the past 2 years. The Fourth Sector, Hunter's Revenge, all the series and all the games and that I've played in this Scorpion mythos, or I guess it's called the Devious Four Chronicles now. I guess I have to start getting used to calling it the Devious Four Chronicles instead of the Scorpion mythos, considering that's probably the official name now. The I suppose this is kind of a bit embarrassing to admit, considering I'm putting it out there for the public to hear, but I cried a bit when the memories came back. 2 years. 2 long years. 2 long years, one band account. And now here I am, 2:07 in the morning, talking about how I cried because of music. I know what the title of this file says, but just give me a pause here. I like video game music. I really do. I like it a bit more than normal music. Maybe that makes me weird. I don't know. I don't care. Music, especially video game music, has a special bit of attachment to me because when it's a game series I like, I can hear the tune and my mind just snaps all the way to that game I played and the good times I had with it. Part 27, the first half, was me forcing Mario down a hallway into a wall of turned locks while I wait for Hunter, or an image of him, or whatever, to shoot out a bolt and turn it into a Koopa, or something, a Sentry, Koopa, whatever, coin, blank, nothing, so I can get a way through and move on to the next wall, and there'd be platforming, and I'd jump into him as he spawned, because he knew ahead of time where I would jump to, and he would fuck me over good. And the memories that came back when I listened to the Fourth Sector theme, because to me it's the Fourth Sector theme. I know to everyone else who's played Donkey Kong Land, it's a song from Donkey Kong Land, but I never played Donkey Kong Land until recently. So I've always associated the theme to the first thing I've heard it in, and that was the Fourth Sector. And the memories that came back when I listened to the Fourth Sector theme was me forcing Mario down a hallway, platforming, waiting for Hunter to throw a bolt to form a Koopa or a coin or blankness for me to run through, sometimes scrolling. This is probably going to be this might seem sappy to everyone else, but to me, it's kind of important and deep. So I apologize in advance for any pauses and sighs and things that I do throughout this. It's going to be a long while. I think, no, maybe keeping it private isn't the best thing to do, considering some of the people I like are into, I'm going into a tangent I don't like to talk about. I'm just gonna move on to the next to the real reason why I'm making this monologue. Hunter and Scorpion, mainly Hunter. When Alania beat the crud out of him back in Finality Strikes, I kind of felt bad. I was kind of upset. Even though my voice continued on, my mind was kind of racing. I was upset that I, as Mario, didn't get to deliver the final blow, quote unquote. When thinking back all this time, all the games in the mythos, or the chronicles, that I've played, Hunter has always been the adversary I have loathed most. I suppose in the beginning, yeah, I sort of played it up because, well, I guess maybe played it up isn't really the word I want to use, because even thinking back on it now, when I've played Super Mario World ROM hacks, and I've played a lot of them, not most of the big name ones that you've heard about, but I've played several, either because I was saving them for a stream or just bored and just didn't want to do a let's play of them. I've fought Magic Koopas, I've fought Randor, I've fought Snickerbobble, I've fought a lot of other sprite edits of Magic Koopas. And even though Hunter back then was pretty much just a Magic Koopa sprite edit, he always gave me the most trouble. I don't know if it was because of a psychological thing, or if it's because the platforming in the Scorpion Myth in the Chronicles games was harder than most, but I could always take down the Magic Koopas easily. I could always take down Snickerbobble easily. I could always take down Randor easily. All those other sprite edits, I've taken them out easily. Hunter knows where I'm going to jump. He knows where to spawn so that his bolts don't hit the blocks I want him to hit. He knows how to piss me off. And back then he pissed me off a lot, more than the others did. He was always the most annoying to try and kill, even when I didn't want to kill him. And I suppose that's how he grew into being my nemesis, because he always pissed me off the most, more than Scorpion did. At least Scorpion was easily killable, and you didn't have to rely on him for a lot of things. Now knowing knowing what I do about the Mythos games, I have to admit, even though in character I hate the bastard a lot, I actually kind of like him and Scorpion. I guess it's because after spending so much time with them, I'm starting to feel a bit of an emotional attachment to them. I know they're a bunch of pixels, but I think Scorpion and Metal Gear Hunter imbue a certain personality into them that I like. I really do. I'm not trying to continue this without sounding like a sappy person, especially since I'm starting to get a bit emotional right now myself. But as characters, I always thought they were pretty good at what they did. And yeah, they kind of joked around a lot, but it wasn't until I got into the other parts of the creator that it really hit me. When seeing Hunter beaten down, all self-esteem lost, of several parts ago, and having Scorpion bail him out, it was kind of bittersweet. I know that at the time I was jubilant, and I kind of was, because it was a hard-fought victory, but it felt very bitter, because all this time I had known Hunter to be sort of a cruel bastard, a heartless bastard. He destroys worlds. He leaves one survivor just so they can suffer. He's gotten in my way who knows how many times, and even though he kind of joked around with Scorpion a bit during the Scorpion Hunter's bet thing, he was still kind of like just a horrible person. But seeing him wrecked like that, I guess it's because I've known the character for about 2 years, and I kind of know what makes them tick. It kind of just made me pity him. Really, I felt really bad about what I had done. And no, this is a lot of sappy shit, and people are probably just going to dismiss it. But I guess when you've interacted with these characters for the past 2 years, they kind of grow on you. And Scorpion's monologue at the end of Finality Strikes just kind of hit home about how good friends he was with Hunter. I don't know either because I can't remember when this takes place, if Hunter's actually dead or not. I'd rather not find out if he is or not, because, you know, the fact that he might actually be dead for real in the series just kind of tugs on my heartstrings a bit, knowing that I'm never really going to see him again if he's actually dead. I'm hoping he's not, but if he actually is, it's going to be a bit difficult to accept that fact. I really don't know. I can't really think of anything else to say without repeating myself, or just kind of, just letting it out there. Just, I can't really put it into words. I like this rivalry I have with Hunter. I really do. It's nice. It provides entertainment for me, and I hope the rest of you at least, to see me get annoyed and pissed off at the things he does. And, now that the series has gotten so dialogue heavy, we've got to see more of their personality come through. And even though I do a very shitty job at doing voices, now that I'm starting to put now that I'm trying to put actual emotion into the words that I read on the screen, in order to not sound too dull, I guess it just kind of makes me relate to the characters, and it just kind of makes me think. When I'm done with the series, and I start working on my own project that I'm working on myself. It's not a hack. It's a long, complicated thing. I suppose that. Well, I'm not sure where I was going with that line of thought. I guess, how long has this recording been going on? I'm kind of been walking around, sitting down, sitting up, taking breaths. I lost track of time. 12 minutes. 12 minutes? 12 minutes, 30 seconds. This is going on way too long than it should. Hunter and Scorpion. These guys are, I suppose, in character, they're my most hated foes. I hate their guts. I really do. They're evil. They destroy things. They want to cause nothing but mayhem and destruction. But you can tell that deep down inside, they really do care for each other. And I suppose that resonates kind of well with me, because it's sort of like seeing two sides of the same conflict. You see the destructive side of them through the Mario, Alania, and my little faction thing we have going on. But on the other side, reading the logs in the lab and reading their banter back and forth, Hunter's desperation, Scorpion's speech, it kind of puts into perspective. Part of video games, at least for me, is that, you get to see that you really sometimes only get to see one side of the conflict. You never get to see the other side. I suppose the biggest thing that comes close to this is a game I've played for the PSP and the Game Boy Advance called Yggdra Union. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil that, but I suppose it's more the same thing here. You get to see two sides of the same conflict. And while it's true that Scorpion and Hunter need to be stopped and killed for the things they've done, you can tell that deep down they really do, they care for each other and their friends and all that other fun stuff. And I guess they've kind of earned my respect in a way, because they're good characters. I don't know if Hunter and if Metal Gear Hunter and Scorpion had to do their own writing, or if they have friends. Well, of course they don't have friends spell check for them, because otherwise then they actually get their words spelled right sometimes. But they're their writing in the characters is unique, and yeah, sometimes they feel like a brick wall in a way, but other times it kind of just flows, and I like that. And now I guess just listening to the fourth sector theme, just kind of and thinking about everything, just kind of makes me realize just how far all of us involved. Well, I can't say I'm involved with the project because I'm just a meager Let's Player, but it just it just puts in perspective how evolved the mythos, how far the chronicles have evolved in terms of Hunter and Scorpion just being enemies, and seeing this other side of them that you see in the Bet series, and here in the Crater, just their banter between each other and the enemy, and us, the enemy. I don't know. I guess I'm not really sure what direction I meant to take this monologue in. I just know it's gone on for far too long, and there's really not much else I can say. I'm gonna miss these guys when the mythos is over. I really am, but I suppose all good things have to come to an end eventually. I just hope the end's not that soon. Until next time, this is Gunblazer 42. Well, suppose there's not much else to say, is there? The Crater's gonna be over soon, and then there's gonna be the other games, and we'll see just how deep this supposed rabbit hole goes. I've already gotten in so deep, may as well just go all the way. Part of me really wants to get into touch with the handlers and probably get to know them more on a bit of a personal level, but I think that's just a bit of wishful thinking on my part. Nothing else than for the fact that I'm horribly shy in real life. I should have ended this a minute ago because I used my traditional sign-off. Funny how this goes. I just really, really like the series, okay? I think that's all I got to say about that. Until next time, this is Gunblazer 42. I'm gonna seem like a real wimp right now, don't I?